5 shocking signs the end times are near. The end times. Across cultures and religions, this concept has lingered, whispered in sacred texts, sermons, and prophecies. Some view it as myth, others as inevitable. But what if these warnings are not just stories? What if we are living in the very moments leading to it? Let's explore 5 shocking signs that the end times might be closer than we dare to imagine. Sign 1. Unprecedented natural disasters. Natural disasters are not new, but the sheer frequency and magnitude we're witnessing now are impossible to ignore. Hurricanes, earthquakes, floods, and wildfires are more destructive than ever. Experts claim climate change is to blame, but could there be something deeper at work? Take earthquakes, for instance. In the past decade, we've seen events like the 2010 Haiti earthquake, which took over 200,000 lives, and the devastating 2023 Turkey-Syria quake. Both left cities in ruins and millions in despair. Floods, too, are on the rise. In 2022, 1/3 of Pakistan was underwater after catastrophic flooding displaced millions and destroyed farmland. Consider the wildfires. Australia's 2020 bushfires were unprecedented, destroying 46 million acres and displacing almost 3 billion animals. These events feel almost apocalyptic. Could they be part of a larger pattern foreseen by ancient prophecies? Religious texts describe disasters as the earth groaning under the weight of sin. They warn of increased earthquakes and storms as the world moves toward judgment. What if these aren't just natural cycles but deliberate warnings, urging us to pay attention? Think about this. What happens if the disasters intensify even further? Will humanity be prepared, or will the destruction become too overwhelming to survive? Sign 2. Global moral decay. The second sign is less visible but just as disturbing, a global moral collapse. Across the world, values once seen as sacred are being discarded. Corruption, violence, and greed dominate the headlines. Virtues like humility, honesty, and compassion seem increasingly rare. Look at the entertainment industry. What once uplifted and inspired now often glorifies greed, violence, and selfishness. Social media, intended to connect people, now breeds division, envy, and hostility. Arguments erupt over trivial matters, while genuine kindness becomes rare. Religious texts speak of a time when the love of many will grow cold, and when good will be called evil and evil good. Could this moral decay be what was foretold? Could humanity's growing obsession with materialism and instant gratification be a symptom of something far more dangerous? Pause for a moment. How often do you see people justifying harmful actions under the guise of progress or freedom? Are we losing the ability to distinguish right from wrong? The erosion of moral standards is more than just a cultural trend. It signals a society unmoored, vulnerable to chaos and manipulation. If these trends continue, what kind of world will we leave for the generations to come? Sign 3. Unification of power. The third sign is subtle yet deeply significant, the unification of power on a global scale. Around the world, governments and corporations are consolidating control. On the surface, this may seem like progress, efficiency, unity, and order, but beneath it lies the potential for something far more sinister. Look at the rise of digital currencies like central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. While they promise convenience, they also create a system where every transaction can be tracked. In countries like China, social credit systems are already in place, rewarding compliance and punishing dissent. Religious texts speak of a one-world government and a figure who will rise to power, demanding allegiance. Some interpret this as the Antichrist, who will use centralized authority to control commerce, resources, and even faith. Imagine a world where you cannot buy or sell without being part of this system. Would resistance even be possible? And how far would humanity go in the name of convenience before realizing the cost? This unification of power is more than just a political trend. It has the potential to reshape human freedom entirely. Could we already be on this path, blind to the implications of what lies ahead? Sign 4. Advances in technology and artificial intelligence. Technology has always been a tool for progress, but recent advancements feel different. Artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and surveillance systems are no longer futuristic. They're here, and they're reshaping our world. Take artificial intelligence. It's everywhere, from the algorithms that recommend your next video to systems capable of generating art, writing, and even decisions. But as AI grows smarter, we must ask, could it one day surpass human intelligence? Could we lose control of what we've created? Then there's genetic engineering. With tools like CRISPR, humanity can now alter DNA, curing diseases, but also opening the door to designer humans. This power raises ethical questions. Are we crossing a line meant to remain sacred? Surveillance technology is equally unsettling. Entire populations can be monitored, their actions tracked in real time. While this promises safety, it also opens the door to unprecedented control. Religious texts often warn of humanity's hubris, of a time when we seek to play God and lose sight of our limitations. Are we nearing that point now? And if so, what consequences might we face? Technology has the power to connect and uplift, but it also has the power to enslave. Will humanity use it wisely, or will it become the instrument of our undoing? Sign 5. Increasing hostility toward religion. The final sign hits at the core of human identity, the growing hostility toward religion. Across the world, faith is being ridiculed, suppressed, or even outlawed. Believers face persecution in some countries, risking imprisonment or death for practicing their faith. In others, religion is dismissed as irrelevant or even dangerous. Even in societies that once upheld religious values, faith is in decline. Churches, mosques, and temples are emptier than ever. Scandals within religious institutions have only deepened mistrust, leading many to abandon their beliefs. Religious texts often warn of a time when faith will be tested like never before. Could we be living in that time? Could the growing disdain for religion signal the fulfillment of prophecy? Faith has long been a source of hope, resilience, and purpose. But in a world turning away from it, what fills the void? Without moral anchors, societies risk falling into chaos. Could this be the environment that allows deceptive powers to rise? Conclusion: are these signs real? So are we living in the end times? That's a question only you can answer. These 5 signs, natural disasters, moral decay, centralized power, technological advancements, and hostility toward religion, paint a chilling picture. Religious texts don't describe these as random events, but as deliberate warnings. They urge us to reflect, prepare, and seek truth. Whether you believe in prophecy or not, the world is changing in profound ways, and these changes demand our attention. Stay vigilant, question everything, and remember, the end times may be nearer than we dare to imagine.